The question of what might have happened if Adolf Hitler had never been born is one of the most intriguing what-if scenarios in history. It invites speculation about how the absence of one of history's most infamous figures might have altered the trajectory of the 20th century and beyond. While it is impossible to predict with certainty, we can explore some plausible scenarios based on the political, social, and economic forces at play in Europe during the early 20th century. The rise of Nazism without Hitler. Germany in the aftermath of World War I was a nation in turmoil. The Treaty of Versailles imposed harsh reparations, economic instability, and national humiliation. These conditions created fertile ground for extremist ideologies to take root. Even without Hitler, it is likely that some form of nationalist movement would have arisen to challenge the Weimar Republic. The Nazi Party or a similar organization could still have emerged under the leadership of another charismatic figure. However, it is unclear whether another leader would have possessed Hitler's combination of oratory skills, propaganda mastery, and ruthless ambition, which were crucial to the Nazis' rise to power. World War II, avoided or delayed. Without Hitler's aggressive expansionist policies and his obsession with racial purity, the course of world history might have been significantly different. The invasion of Poland in 1939, which triggered World War II, might not have occurred under a different German leader. Alternatively, a more cautious nationalist regime might have pursued territorial expansion through diplomacy or limited military action, potentially delaying a global conflict. However, tensions in Europe were not solely a result of Hitler's actions. The unresolved grievances from World War I, the Great Depression, and the rise of fascism in Italy under Mussolini suggest that a major conflict might have been inevitable. A different timeline could have seen a European war sparked by other nationalist powers or regional disputes. The Holocaust, a tragedy averted. The Holocaust, one of the darkest chapters in human history, was inextricably linked to Hitler's ideology and leadership. Without Hitler, it is plausible that the systemic extermination of 6 million Jews and millions of other victims might not have occurred. While anti-Semitism was widespread in Europe at the time, Hitler's unique combination of hatred and organizational drive turned prejudice into genocide. A different German leader might have pursued discriminatory policies without escalating to industrial-scale murder. The Cold War and global power dynamics. The absence of Hitler in World War II could have significantly altered the post-war world order. The Cold War, for example, was shaped by the division of Europe into Soviet and Western spheres of influence, a direct result of World War II. Without the war, the United States and the Soviet Union might not have emerged as superpowers in the same way. European colonial empires, which dissolved in the aftermath of the war, might have persisted longer, delaying the independence movements in Asia and Africa. Technological and scientific advances. World War II accelerated technological and scientific advancements, including the development of radar, jet engines, and nuclear weapons. The absence of Hitler in the war might have slowed this progress, potentially delaying the nuclear age and the space race. On the other hand, scientific collaboration might have flourished in a more peaceful world, leading to advancements in different areas. The moral and philosophical landscape. The atrocities of the Nazi regime forced humanity to confront the depths of human cruelty, leading to the establishment of international human rights frameworks and institutions like the United Nations. Without Hitler, the urgency to address these issues might have been less pronounced, potentially delaying the development of global human rights norms. Conclusion. While it is tempting to imagine a world without the horrors of Hitler's regime, history is shaped by complex and interconnected forces. The absence of Hitler might have averted some tragedies, but it would not have eliminated the underlying causes of conflict and extremism. In many ways, this thought experiment underscores the importance of addressing systemic issues, such as economic inequality and political instability, to prevent the rise of future demagogues. Ultimately, the question of what might have been is a reminder of the fragility of peace and the responsibility of societies to guard against the conditions that allow hatred and tyranny to flourish.